No one speaking about that, but it all started with the fact that we were lied to, that we were deceived, that we were swindled about the NATO enlargement to the east, because the entire world is aware that Russia received promises that not an inch eastward. NATO is not going to enlarge to the east. Then one wave of enlargement, the second wave of enlargement. So they are distorting everything, because increased military spending and this jingoist fervor that they're following, they base it on one thing only, on the fact that Russia is allegedly plays an aggressive part, which we are not, because they look back at the 2022 when the special military operation started, and that's their basis. But how did we approach that? No one speaking about that, but it all started with the fact that we were lied to, that we were deceived, that we were swindled about the NATO enlargement to the east, because the entire world is aware that Russia received promises that not an inch eastward. NATO is not going to enlarge to the east. Then one wave of enlargement, the second wave of enlargement. And we keep saying that security of one country or of a group of countries cannot be ensured at the expense of any other states. And there are documents signed to this tune. And then they kept expanding, and we were told, well, you should not be concerned, you should not be afraid, it's not a threat to you. And when we said that we do believe it's a threat to us, then they did not say anything in response. They just told us to go far away with our opinions. No one wanted to listen to our opinions, but we know better what is a threat to us. It's our right to define what's a threat to us and how big the threat is from one side or from the other side. But no one was listening to us, and they kept on acting like that. Isn't that an aggressive behavior? Because that's exactly what aggressive behavior means, and the West doesn't want to notice this.
And what we plan to do is we plan to decrease our defense spending while they are ramping up their defense spending. So if you look at their defense policies and military policies, it's quite clear. So let them do that. Let them do whatever they want to do. In the security sphere, well, it won't give them any more security. And in terms of social security and economic security, it will damage them. The harsher the sanctions, the worse it is for the ones who are introducing those sanctions. It's true for Germany, for France, etc. If you look at their economy, the amount of gas that they're buying is now larger because they are buying more liquefied natural gas, LNG. Right now, how much is it? 400 euros per 1,000 cubic meters of gas. Right now, it's a little lower, 65 or 76 dollars per barrel. What if something happens in the Middle East? What's going to happen? Are they going to block Russian oil in some way? Well, they won't be successful at that. It's basically impossible right now. And the volumes of oil and oil products that are being consumed across the world is growing. They're growing because economies are growing, and you cannot escape that. That's why the market itself is growing, the volumes are growing. But production can only be increased to an extent that was agreed upon within OPEC plus. And that is being calculated during the summer according to certain parameters. So there's nothing that in these sanctions that could help the European economy. Is this going to harm us in any way? Well, we'll see, depending on the realities on the ground, so to speak. I don't believe that it's going to have any substantial effect on us because there are hundreds, if not thousands, of sanctions imposed on us at this moment. Last year, our economy grew by 4.3% and in the Eurozone it grew by 0.9%. So You can judge for yourself.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.